Hey, it's Sizzling Popcorn, and welcome to the second tutorial on the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. In this video, we're going to do the taxiing and takeoff here at Sedona in Arizona. If you missed the last one, go back and take a look at that. That is starting up the engine cold and dark. And again, we're going to taxi to the runway and take off in this one. We're pretty much ready to go taxiing. If you're using air traffic control, you'll want to request clearance to taxi. Once you got that clearance, then you can start the taxi procedures. So we're going to put the taxi light on. And then just before going, we're going to make sure that our parking brake is still set. Fuel quantity, we've checked that. The fuel mixture, we're going to want to make sure that that's full rich. Fuel selectors is both. And then we can get the throttle. We can get the RPMs up to 1800. So that's good. We can bring it back down to 1,000. Well, you just want to make sure that the engine can work. And then we're now going to take off the brakes, parking brake. I'll do it with the mouse just so you can see it. And we're going to take off from runway 3. So we're going to take a right here. Actually, I'm gonna go out here because I know there's a bunch of vans over to the right. And you'll want to keep your speed under 20 knots. Really, like 10, 15 should be good. Yeah, I knew there was lots of traffic in the parking. You got like these vans taking up most of the parking spots for the aircraft. Yeah, you're not going to see your speed here, but you can see it up here, your ground speed. So I'm at 18 knots, so I should slow down a little bit. Put a little bit of brake. Slow me down. And then once you get to this marker at the airport, like on the taxiway, that means you should be stopping, and you would be radioing in to get your clearance for takeoff. Once you got your clearance for takeoff, then you can proceed onto the runway. Sometimes if you have to cross a runway, you would still want to stop there, ask for clearance to cross the runway, and then proceed from there. So in our case, we're in a Cessna 172. We actually don't need all this space, but we're now going to turn around. Yeah, don't look at this. I'm trying to turn it around, and I'm at the max that I can move my my rudder pedals in the spot that I have them right now. All right, you can line yourself up on the runway. You're going to make sure that your altimeter is set. Your autopilot is set if you want that. We'll do a separate video on that. Your flaps, check down here. It's at 10, which is for takeoff. Your elevator trim is at takeoff. Pitot heat if you need it. Mixture. We can actually bring this back. We can you got to be careful with it, because if you pull it too lean, you're gonna lose. You're just gonna lose your power. We can now put our landing light for takeoff, and then we've gotten our clearance from departure, and we can also put our strobe light because we're about to take off, and make sure that the transponder XPDR is now set to on, and it's ALT. I know you can't really see that because I can't see it, but yes, ALT. That's what you're going to want to have it on. Now, just before we take off, let's look at the PFD, and look right here. You've got your you got 55 at R, 62X, 68G, 74Y. So what this means is that as we gain speed, once we get to 55 knots, that is our rotate speed, so we can pull back on the yoke and take off. 62, the X, is the best angle climb, so the speed to climb to achieve the most altitude over the least distance. The G is for your glide speed, so the speed to achieve maximum range when gliding, especially after an engine failure. And then the Y, that is the best rate of climb, so the speed to achieve the most altitude gain over the least amount of time. All right, let's go back and let's take off. And you're gonna want to put some rudder right, because your aircraft is gonna want to go to the left. We're at 55, rotate. And when you can't see above, you can look at your PFD to see where you're going. We're climbing a little too high, so we're going to bring it down, the nose down a bit. We're going to pick up some speed because we want to get to that 77. Now we can retract the flap. And you see here our speed is just picking up. And let me know in the comments below if you have any specific questions, or if you want to see some more tutorials. Just want to know what you're looking for, and I can try to put it together here. So if you want to know more about the G1000 and some of the avionics and the autopilot, or if you want me to do a descent and landing tutorial, let me know in the comments below. And I see the flaps are not retracted. And they are now. Sometimes you just gotta look on the outside, or actually if I would have looked down, I would have seen that. Now that we've taken off, we're still climbing, but we're above 3,000 feet. We can pull the mixture back. When you pull the mixture back, you can see the fuel flow is going backwards, and the RPM lowers. But then you can actually increase the throttle. Right now we're at full throttle. But the reason why you want to go lean versus rich the whole time is that it's more fuel efficient. And because we are far enough, we can take off our landing and taxi lights. We don't need those anymore. And we're at 8,000 feet. At 8,000 feet, you can cruise at about 2,700 RPM. And that's going to give you about 124 knots. So we can lower the nose. And you can also use your trim wheel. So you would put a scroll up so that the nose goes down. And you see here how the speed is slowly picking up. And we're not climbing as much. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in this next one.